May the Lord bless you. He loves you so much. May you receive His love and reciprocate back to Him. The greatest command is you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and mind and soul. And the second command, love your neighbor. And in these troubling times, we have now and will soon to come have many opportunities to show love to people in need around us because of what's heading our way. So may God bless as we read Psalm 31, setting the Lord before us once again. Psalm 31, for the director of music, a psalm of David. In you, O Lord, I have taken refuge. Let me never be put to shame. Deliver me in your righteousness. Turn your ear to me. Come quickly to my rescue. Be my rock of refuge, a strong fortress to save me. Since you are my rock and my fortress, for the sake of your name, lead and guide me. Free me from the trap that is set for me, for you are my refuge. Into your hands I commend my spirit. Deliver me, O Lord, the God of truth. I hate those who cling to worthless idols. As for me, I trust in the Lord. I will be glad and rejoice in your love, for you saw my affliction and knew the anguish of my soul. You have not given me into the hands of the enemy, but have set my feet in a spacious place. Be merciful to me, O Lord, for I am in distress. My eyes grow weak with sorrow, my soul and my body with grief. My life is consumed by anguish, and my years by groaning. My strength fails because of my affliction, and my bones grow weak. Because of all my enemies, I am the utter contempt of my neighbors, and an object of dread to my closest friends. Those who see me on the street flee from me. I am forgotten as though I were dead. I've become like broken pottery. For I hear many whispering, terror on every side. They conspire against me and plot to take my life. But I trust in you, Lord. I say, you are my God. My times are in your hands. Deliver me from the hands of my enemies and from those who pursue me. Let your face shine on your servant. Save me in your unfailing love. Let me not be put to shame, O Lord, for I have cried out to you. But let the wicked be put to shame and be silent in the realm of the dead. Let their lying lips be silenced, for with pride and contempt they speak arrogantly against the righteous. How great is your goodness, which you have stored up for those who fear you, that you bestow in the sight of all on those who take refuge in you. In the shelter of your presence you hide them from the intrigues of men. You keep them safe in your dwelling from accusing tongues. Praise be to the Lord, for he showed his wonderful love to me when I was in a besieged city. In my alarm I said, I am cut off from your sight, yet you heard my cry for mercy when I called to you for help. Love the Lord, all his saints. The Lord preserves the faithful, but the proud he pays back in full. Be strong and take heart, all you who hope in the Lord. Once again, King David demonstrates casting all his cares on the Lord, trusting that the Lord cares for him, and the Lord is capable in dealing with his problems. The problems David was describing in the first two-thirds of this psalm had to do with enemies trying to take him down constantly. I think in the modern day of the lying media and how relentless they are in spewing their lies. In the time of Jesus as well, we see how he faced constant opposition. The power brokers of his day in and around Jerusalem were the Sanhedrin, the religious power brokers of Israel. They were the judicial and political and economic and educational leaders of the nation, and they continuously, relentlessly hounded Jesus. If Jesus cast out demons out of people, they'd say, oh, he's doing that by the power of Satan himself. If he healed the blind and the paralytic on the Sabbath, they'd say, oh, that's evil because you're breaking our Sabbath rules and you're not allowed to heal on the Sabbath. So that's not only not a good thing that you healed the blind or the deaf or the leper or the paralytic, but that you did it in such a way that you broke our rules. And if he went to a dinner, he was invited to Matthew the tax collector's house, the hated tax collector, and Matthew invited all his sinner friends to hear Jesus speak at the dinner. And so they would say, oh, look, he's hanging out with the tax collectors and the drunkards and the sinners, and trying to slander everything he did and every step of the way. And actually, Jesus quoted verse 5 in this Psalm 31. It's a messianic psalm. It so parallels his experience of dealing with slanderers and liars and traps, trying to catch him in some sort of a sin so they could accuse him and kill him. They were never successful with that. The only sin they could accuse him of ultimately was blasphemy, because they said, you, a mere man, claim to be God. Of course, he wasn't lying. He was God in human flesh, so that wasn't even a sin. But Jesus quoted verse 5 as he was dying on the cross, and he said, into your hands I commend my spirit, and he gave up the ghost. And so we can rest assured in the trials and tribulations we face, the struggles we have. I was just talking to my friend Tommy down the street, a dear brother in the Lord, yesterday, and the Withlacoochee River water's right up to his back porch, and some of the houses down there are already in the water. And you know, just our friend Sissy from church just called Judy and yesterday, and their barn is already, the water's already up in their barn, and I don't know how close it is to their house, but it's a lot of people suffering a lot of ways and a lot of things, and then all the issues with people problems in the world. It's really important that we do learn to cast our cares on the Lord, let him carry our burdens, and whatever form or fashion they take, because the craziness is going to ramp up soon. And I say that because of both from a prophetic view of what's going on in the world right now, but also just a man with eyes open looking at the craziness and wondering what's going to happen in the next even few weeks here in this country. Shaky times, and we can be unshakable because our hand is in the hand of the one who created this universe and who reigns supreme over all things. And again, we know the best is yet to come. So we rejoice. God bless.